Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Coding. In this episode, we're gonna try to use a Blender modifier, especially the mask modifier and displacement modifier with a sphere chalk add-on. So yeah, let's just get started. We're gonna keep the cube and just subdivide it many times, so 5 times. And let's save this really quick. SV modifier combo. And let's just create a compositor node, node editor, and sphere chalk. And let's get this object right away. So get selection, post modifier on, and let's see. First of all, I have to give an example. This was actually kind of inspired by one video where in that video, the YouTuber actually generates some kind of effects, non-realistic effects, but using all kind of different modifier. And I found it to be quite interesting. What he did, basically, he used this Vertex Weight edit, and then he create some kind of texture mask. Oh, first of all, he create this weight vertex group, and then I think he assigned 100%. Let me apply the subsurf on this guy and go to the vertex weight, go to edit mode, and assign weight of 1. And what he did, I believe, is to edit the weighting using texture. So let me do that really quick. Texture coordinate object, and create an empty. So that's going to be an empty, and the texture is going to be procedural texture, just the cloud. And what he did was to modify this using custom curve, and he reversed the curve, and I believe you can start to see the effects once you reverse the curve. Yeah, it's a bit hard to recreate here. Whether I'm doing it correctly or not. Okay, actually he uses some kind of displacement, and he uses the vertex group to displace it. So this is the result based on that vertex weighting. And this is instead of using texture on the displacement itself, this one was actually controlled by the texture that's creating the weight. So if we go to the weight paint, you can see here the weight, and I believe we can modify this further. It's hard to tell because it doesn't seems to update all the time. Okay, that's quite clear. And then if you go to the texture cloud, you can see the effects. So it is actually modifying the weight, and the weight then being pushed. So we're gonna try to recreate that using sphere chalk add-on instead of just the modifier. Okay, back to this guy. Let's just grab this. Let's create some kind of duplicate. So the same object, we're gonna duplicate it to the side. Okay, so that's our sphere chalk object, and this object we can assign it some kind of vertex weight. So quickly assign a vertex group weighting. So our objects, plug our object, you can see the SV group is being generated, and here we can control it using weight. So let's do that really quick using noise. The easiest one, of course, to just use vertices, plug it, and get the scalar, and plug this into the weight. And currently there seems to be nothing, but again here, or in fact on this guy, this is the original. We don't touch the original. We select this guy and then assign a displace. and with the vertex group here, we're gonna kind of influence the displacement. All right, so I think that seems to be working. See, because if we go to the weight pane, this is the weight that's being generated here. So let's put that to the side, and we can use vector math over here to control the strength, or not like the noise scale itself, not the strength. The strength is actually, because we have this displacement modifier, that's the strength, right? And what else we can do here? We can change the noise, of course. Keep it standard per lane for now. Let's save this. We can modify this procedural texture in whatever we like. Maybe even use like math, and maybe we're gonna clamp it at some point. If I am not wrong, logarithmic will make it really sharp, but sometimes you don't see anything. So that's the result of logarithmic. It's kind of interesting. It's almost like it is clamping, and at this point you can actually push this once more with another displace, and this will create some kind of bubble kind of look. I kind of like this. In fact, I might continue with this and maybe start to experiment with the masking. So let's create another node of like this, and then plug this object into this guy, and let's see if this is working. If we have another weight, so we don't have another weight, we can do it manually. Vertex group A, and we want to modify this guy as well. Plug this in there, and let's go back to this guy. Let's try to use masking and use the vertex group A. Currently there seems to be nothing. Let's check the weight paint, check the vertex group A, see if we are getting anything. Maybe need to update it here. Oh, still nothing. Maybe use a map range and use maybe some kind of clamping, or just modify the value somehow. If I'm not wrong, the masking actually works with a value that's on and off, so that's a little bit trickier to see, but let's see. Somehow I want to get a value that's between 0 and 1. Seems to be doing something. That's the result. I think that's the logarithmic effect on the vertex group on this guy. So this one, let me double check. SV V group A. So this guy, okay, that's one. Okay, this is another one. Maybe I need to floor it, use another math, and simply floor this guy. Floor or ceiling. Okay, ceiling. And play around with this. Oh, now I'm not getting anything. Vertex group seems to be, everything seems to be correct. Let me try using random number between 0 and 1 and plug it into the weight, and now it is actually working. Yeah, okay, that's kind of effects that I was going to achieve. So we need to have a value between 0 and 1. So let me check whether we are getting that over here. So we have 1 and 2. Maybe we need to clamp it, change the value here. Maybe use different vector noise. Plug this into that guy. maybe the value is a bit small over here, so scalar goes into this guy, and look at the value, it's all 1. Maybe we need to use floor or round. Okay, round, maybe round n. Slightly trickier, but it should work. Okay, so now we are getting something. So that's the mask, kind of creeping out and getting rid of some of the surface. And this is what I'm trying to achieve. It's kind of interesting. So at any time we can modify the noise. Supposedly what I'm trying to achieve really, it's a, so let's say we have this surface and we color it red. If we duplicate this one and then getting rid of the masking, we should have another surface and we can give it different color and adjust the strength. So that's kind of effects that I'm trying to achieve. It's kind of like a layering of a surface based on a single noise, if I can. So instead of using this, I have to plug this guy over there and adjust this value. All right, so now it's a little bit better. Maybe reverse these effects. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's exactly what I want. And you can layer this multiple times, so you can get some kind of stylized explosion. This is there's a YouTube video that's exactly explained it in different way. I watch it kind of. I didn't watch it fully, but it's just like I watched a little bit, and then I kind of like the idea of having this displacement layered and masking and being controlled with a single procedural texture like this. So by doing this, we can have this kind of effects. And let's back to the original. We can even subdivide this further, and then this will update over here. Currently it seems to be clamping in a weird way. Still kind of interesting. You can play around with this, I guess, to get a better result. If I go lower in resolution, yeah, I think that's not too bad. Let's try different noise. So the idea is really using all kind of noise to affect the vertex weight, and then on the fly you are also using modifier, displace, and masking. Masking, of course, doing the mask using 0 and 1 value. Let me check whether I can make this better or not. Maybe I can kind of smooth it. If I'm not wrong, the red color can be smoothed also a couple of times. Well, okay, explode. Anyhow, that's an interesting looking object, right? Really, I think I'll play around with this and see if we can modify this another day. But that's the basic idea. Procedural texture, assign the vertex weighting, and then use the vertex weight to modify the displacement and masking for modifier. All right, thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.